Travel with me. Welcome, y'all. Welcome to the King Moolah TV podcast. Welcome to the King Moolah TV podcast. My name is King. For those of y'all who are just new or just joining, thank you for listening. First and foremost, I'm just doing this because I just like to do it. I like to speak on what I know or things, and I like to learn new things as well as saying them on air, for the first time, and, really getting to helping people get a better experience out of life. I think that's ultimately what I'm here to do. But also get the best experience for myself. But I don't want to leave people behind because I feel like I have all this knowledge and I want to share it because I think that's the whole point. I guess that's been instilled in me at a young age, and I think I'm finally being able in a space where I can just do that, and in my own way, and feel like it's gonna help out a lot of people that tune in. So, without further ado, the topic today it's about traveling, if you heard it, the first part. But what about traveling? Where to travel and what time is best is what I put. But honestly, I can't tell you where to travel because that's all up to you. Wherever you want to go. I'm just going to give you a general landscape of what you should, in ways to help you travel. I know there's going to be times where you might not have the most ideal situation you want to travel. And I get that because I've been in those situations as well. But when you have enough time and preparation and whatever you actually really want to, wherever you actually really want to go, here are some tips to help you get the best out of your experience, and get the, help save you some time and help save you some money as well. So I want to go straight into it like this. When you think about traveling, where do you think about going? For me, I'll visit any place in the world, to be honest. Any city or whatever. But I prefer for it to be somewhere, warm, tropical weather, somewhere where it's nice, where there's water, where there's warm, tropical water, tropical scenery, anything like that, I'm all for. That is me, like me in the tropics, that's what I feel like is the best. But I know it's not going to be every time, because if I want to travel everywhere, I got to experience different climates, because I come from a tropical climate. So that's where if I can visit other places with tropical climates and, I compare the two, or, just get the experience without even needing to compare, that's what I'm going to do. So
This is
So what I'm gonna do is,
Board
actually, I'll just restart that. Let's put it up.
This is a Pancake Board production.
So I'll just see if it actually interferes. So yeah, the tropical climate, I really like tropical climate, but in that same breath, a lot of other people in the world like tropical climates as well. That's why they're stay booking. Well, first and foremost, traveling is like a $1 trillion industry. Like, everybody travels. Traveling is like the biggest thing ever. Like, people want to see places. You want to sightsee, they want to be tourists, or they want to experience new places, and they want to go see the world around them. I'm the exact same way. I want to see the world around me. I want to see what's out there. I feel like even if I touched every city on earth, I still wouldn't be done traveling and having an adventure, because there's just so much. Even with all the cities that we can name right now, even all the known cities, there's the unknown places. There's just a lot that goes into this world. There's a lot of places that, haven't even been discovered yet. But I'm not gonna say I'm gonna go out and do all that. I'm gonna go to the places that are known, I don't wanna go to tourist traps per se, but I wanna experience different places other than where I'm at. The US of A. Of course, I haven't even experienced all of the US as well. I haven't gone to the major cities in all of the other states. I've been to a few states, but I'd like to be able to see more, at least all 50 states. I want to, actually. I guess that's a real goal of mine, but the tropics, I definitely want to go there first, so get myself in a place where I can travel, where I feel like traveling, I want to go to those places. I want to see the scenery. I want to see the local people. I want to see what they eat there. I want to see what's the culture around there. I want to see the world. So, what I was saying earlier about the tips on how to get the best, to help you save time and money, let's think about what day is the best to book. What day is the best to book? Now, in general, we can look this up. I'm gonna look it up because, initially I was told, or that I've seen, that it was either Tuesday or Wednesday would usually be the best day to book or leave to book. Yeah, to book whatever it may be, a flight or whatever in general. But let me make sure that information is the same for today, in 2024 November. Right after, I'm not even gonna mention, but yeah. So, okay. What's going on? Why is it rotating? Why is it rotating? Okay, here we go. What time is best to travel? Or what time is the best to book? Let's just put flights. Yeah, this AI is gonna give me the thing. The best time to book a flight depends on the type of flight and how far in advance you book. Okay? You can book domestic flights, which means in your respective country, and or state, country, whichever. That's domestic still. Book 28 days in advance to save up to $24. No, not $24. That wouldn't be anything compared to if that was a $1,000 ticket. $24 ain't nothing. But 24%, that's it. International flights, book 60 days in advance, which is 2 months in advance to save around 10%. that $1,000 ticket would become what, 900? That's actually better than paying a straight thousand. I mean, you might not think that it's that much, but
This
it is that
is
much when
a
you compare the prices.
Pancake Boy production.
Last minute travel. Book at least 21 days in advance to avoid higher prices. Right. Last minute travel. Book at least 21 days in advance to avoid higher prices. That's about 3 weeks. Short haul flights. Book as soon as they become available because they will fill up quickly. Okay. Consider the day of the set a price alert. Use a travel search engine like Google Flights, Hopper, Skyscanner, or Kayak to set a price alert. This is just for flights, airplanes. You know, if you haven't traveled by air, it's okay. I'm gonna mention the other options as well, but you can consider that too. Consider the day of the week. Flights on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday are usually cheaper than those of Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Okay. That's exactly what I said. So Tuesday and Wednesday was the original thing that I heard, but Monday as well. And I have been seeing that Monday has been pretty cheap for booking rather than the other days. Apparently, nobody really likes Mondays for some weird reason. Well, it's the instilling the nonsense because they have to come back here and instilling that Mondays are just dreadful, which is crazy to me because I call it Fun Day Mondays, but you know. I can have fun on Mondays. I love Mondays, actually. But yeah, so Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesdays are typically cheaper than those of Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Thursday, you know, it's the middle for that. Yeah, it's the middle. Even though Wednesday's supposed to be the middle, it's actually Thursday the middle, just for the flights. So. Yeah, that's not bad at all. Oh, what are they talking about? Okay, so this one says consider the day of travel. It's still on the same page, but Thursdays are usually the cheapest day to start a trip, while Sundays are usually the most expensive. Oh. I'm kind of confused though, because it says flights on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday are usually cheaper than those of Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Okay, but Thursdays are usually the cheapest day to start a trip, while Sundays are usually the most expensive. What do they mean by start a trip, though? Do they mean by search it, or do they... Okay, let me go to the other one. Consider the time of day. Booking the first flight of the day can save you money. Okay, but this thing says generate AI is experimental. So let me go to Forbes really quick. Let me do the study really quick on that. Conventional wisdom for many years was to book your flights on Tuesdays to get the cheapest price. See, like I told you. But this truism still hold. Let's see. It's the best day to buy airline tickets. Historically, travelers have been advised to book tickets on Tuesday to get the best flight deal. And there was a time where this was true. A decade ago, airlines generally launched new sales on Tuesdays, and airlines were generally quick to match each other's prices. That could lead to cheap flight deals on Tuesdays. That is, if an airline launched a new sale. However, this advice no longer holds true. Airlines don't just release sales on Tuesdays, and airlines don't always match their competitors' sales. Now, the advice on what is the best day of the week to buy airline tickets depends on which study you read. According to the 2023 study by Expedia, the cheapest day to book flights is Sunday. That's wild. While comparing Sunday flight prices to Fridays, Expedia found that travelers save 6% on domestic flights and 13% on international flights. An August 2022 study done by Google found that purchasing tickets on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays resulted in prices that were 1.9% cheaper on average than flights purchased on Saturdays and Sundays. However, Google's conclusion in releasing its study results, there isn't much value in purchasing your tickets on a certain day of the week. Okay? When is the best time to book a flight? Most airlines release their bookable flights almost a year in advance, but there doesn't seem to be any price benefit in booking so early. Incorporating the data from the Expedia and Google studies, here's what we recommend in terms of how far in advance you should make your flight reservations. Best time to book international flights, according to an Expedia study. The data shows, however you say it, shows that you ideally want to book around 60 days out and no earlier than 4 months in advance for international travel. Oh, no earlier than 4 months in advance. Study found that you'll save an average of 10% by booking 60 days in advance instead of further out. Around 60 days out and no earlier than 4 months in advance. See, if I had the money, I was going to book one like a year, almost a year in advance. But now they're saying wait until 4 months out before my thing, which is actually not bad. I might just do that now. Okay, so that gives me a lot more time to save, but then I got to get these things in order. It's a very good to think about. I'm gonna pull up another article, but I'm gonna just finish what I gotta say here. Another reason to book international flights in advance is to take advantage of the price drops. Basic economy fares are still generally restricted when it comes to changes on most airlines. However, standard economy fares are typically changeable for no fee on many U.S. airlines. That means you can lock in what might seem a decent deal well ahead of your flight, then watch for fare drops. The price does decrease. You can change your flight and generally claim a voucher for the price difference. While a voucher isn't as good as cash, you can utilize this voucher to save out-of-pocket costs for future flights. So you can change it and then claim a voucher. See, I don't know. That means you really got to look into it. If I'm planning to travel for real, that's a lot to do. Well, it's a little bit more stacked to do, but not saying that you can't do it. It's just you really got to look out for it. Now, best time to book domestic flights. Domestic, how far in advance? 1 to 2 months. Mexico, Caribbean, about 1 to 2 months. 30 to 60 days. International, about 2 to 6 months. Okay. While you don't need to plan that far out, you also don't want to wait until the last minute to purchase domestic flights. The Expedia study found that the sweet spot to book is around 28 days before departure, where travelers save an average of 24% compared to those who wait. The Google study prices bottom out 44 days before departure. However, both studies agree that you don't want to wait until the last minute. Well, that's a general rule. Obviously, you don't want to wait till the last minute, but there are times when you have to because of whatever's going on. It could be the weather. It could be, a situation, natural disaster. It could be national emergency. Depends on what it is. So it really depends. It doesn't even have to be like a disaster or emergency. It could just be maybe there's a shutdown somewhere. Maybe the airline gets shut down for some reason. And I'm pretty sure that's probably happened. Not because of anything crazy. Not because of anything crazy. Maybe just the government is not restricting it for maybe all airlines or certain airlines or whatever the case may be. But yeah. So how to get cheap flights. Now that we've debunked that there's one-size-fits-all formula for the best time to book a flight, let's talk about the real ways to book. You can save when booking flights. Book changeable flights and rebook. Okay. Most U.S. airlines have eliminated change fees on standard economy tickets or higher. That means you can book early and rebook at a cheaper rate when the price drops. Here's a strategy. Start by booking a flight as soon as you know you might travel. Make sure to select a fare that's freely changeable or cancelable. Remember that basic economy tickets aren't changeable or cancelable after 24 hours, so double check the fare class before you press the buy button. Okay. Then track the price of that flight. If you catch a fare drop, change your flight with an airline to a lower price ticket. You won't get a refund for the price difference. Instead, you'll get a flight voucher, so don't forget to use the voucher before it expires. The strategy assumes that you would be likely to have use for the voucher. So if you don't have future travel plans, then this is not a viable path for you. Okay. I do like Hopper. So I gave you a few names. So there's a few names that I'm gonna check out as well. They had Google Flights. They had where's it at? I think I just read it, or I might have to go back to it. Where is it at? Is it not here? Weird. Okay. Well, let me go back out. No, it's definitely on this article because I seen it. Hey, let me read it again. Just quickly. Let me skim through it. I sworn I seen it. I did read it too. Okay, found it. I knew it. Okay, the Google Flights, Hopper, Skyscanner or Kayak. There's also Cheapo Air to set a price alert, but I don't know if they got a price alert. That's probably why they didn't put it, but whatever. That's how to fly. Let me also do another cross reference. Let me cross reference that with a different. Okay, so. All right. All right. So, like I said, I was gonna go check another site for these flights, but then also, okay. Best time to book a flight for domestic, international, and summer travel. Summer travel is crazy because summer travel is always going to be booked. So I think it's good that you have to book it maybe in advance. If it's international, 2 to 6 months. I'd say about 6 months. I'd say maybe 3 or 4 should be good. But 6 months in advance, yeah, it gets really big, especially for the tropical areas. You know, they love the tropical areas around summertime. So. And it's always booked. That's just how it is. So this is a website, travelandleisure.com. The other one I was talking about was Forbes. So let's see. Buying a plane ticket is something of an art form. Ideally, you want to secure your spot in advance to avoid inevitable prices spike as your travel dates get closer. Industry data reveals the sweet spot for booking domestic flight is 28 days or 60 days for international flights. That said, the trends are always changing, and experts recommend booking earlier for peak travel periods like summer and the holiday season. Okay. Flights generally open for booking about a year ahead of time, and the airfare will change often between then and takeoff. Although you can book just a couple of weeks before the departure date in some cases, prices are likely to be astronomical. In other cases, when you want to go somewhere popular or during a big travel weekend, flights could fill up faster than normal. Our advice: take flight prices on Google Flights or on Hopper as soon as possible so you can keep an eye on cost fluctuations. Okay? When to book flights for domestic travel. You should aim about 28 days before domestic flight. Doing so can save up about 24%, okay? Then those who are waiting the last minute from 0 to 6 days out, domestic trips, prices is elevated when tickets are first released about a year before the flight. Those prices will slowly creep downward all the way to their lowest point in the prime booking window, after which you'll likely see a huge increase in cost for last minute travel. When to book flights for international travel, you're better off booking earlier rather than later for international travel, but Expedia report says ideally no more than 4 months before your desired departure date. The sweet spot is around 60 days. This is a big change from the 2022 data, which showed the cheapest fares were secured when travelers booked 4 to 6 months out, Hudson says. Oh, that's different now. Dang, see, if I was traveled earlier and listened to that advice, it would have been good. But now, seems like it might not be, but you got to check it out for yourself wherever you're planning to go. It all depends on where you want to go. It really does. 2023 data revealed that people who booked that far in advance actually paid more on average. The report says the least expensive day of the week to book is Sunday, and the most expensive is Friday. That is true. I can say for Friday for sure. But Sunday is still a surprise to me for both domestic and international travel. Wow, the real trick to finding good deals on international airfare is to avoid booking your travel for peak times, which include summer and majority holidays. Don't forget that includes holidays in your destination too. When to book flights for holiday 2024 travel. I'm not planning on going nowhere, so it means nothing for me. But I'll say a little something for those who are trying to travel in the next